partner at Designparty, I'm excited for you to watch our new series, which is the What If series. We're basically trying to shape how Nigerians think through design-led strategies that we can apply in our national life, in our culture, and our economy. Our first guest is Dapo Akintunde, who is director of VIXI and author of the Next 50 Advancement by Design. I really wanted to see this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So I'm excited about this new series we're starting. We're starting the new series called What If, and it's basically about how design can shape thinking nationally and can shape beyond buildings, can shape cultures, can shape economies, can shape even in the environment, which is our first forte. With me today is someone whose book I've been inspired by. His name is Dapo Akintunde. He's the director at VIXI, and he's author of a book I find very helpful. That's helped me find my own voice in this industry, the Next 50 Advancement by Design. And I'll just be having a conversation with him based on issues that we think should be public, that the whole world needs to hear about, things that are really important in our country at this time. So you're very much welcome, Dapo Akintunde.
Thank you, my brother.
We both studied architecture, so how did architecture shape your thinking?
When I did architecture, it was a very good introduction to design and design thinking. When I graduated, it was like I didn't really know what architecture was about. So I went to work Taruka Associates, and it was probably more confusing. I wanted to be like Taruka, brilliant guy, architect Taruka, absolutely brilliant, brilliant creative mind, brilliant administrator, and really nice like uncle to me, I wanted to be like him, but I never got a handle on. I knew what architecture was, but I didn't have a handle on my architecture, or what I wanted architecture to be for me. So I went to study abroad, and I don't really advise anyone to go and study abroad like I do, because I really feel like I wasted a lot of time. Somebody older than me could have just told me what it was, and I wouldn't have had to waste the time. But I spent many years researching it, and when I came back, I knew exactly what it was and what it wasn't. I'm working in an architectural firm for about 7 to 8 years here. It gave me a very good grasp of what architecture is. And so that's why where we are right now. I understand what architecture is now.
So, I'm a big fan of your book, and I think one thing is done for us with our work as design parties. It's this sort of foundation for, if you want to apply design thinking to culture, to national life, to making Nigeria become that uniquely developed powerhouse, that sort of thing, through sort of cultural confidence, then it helped to find that it was like articulating one's thought that had been building up over the years. So it was, for me, it was profound. The words were profound, and I still have on my Facebook post the page the other day some of the excerpts from the book. And I just wanted to know, what is your reaction? What's the reaction you've gotten from writing the book from people who've read it?
It's incredible that the first thing that struck me about writing this book was that I tell people exactly what I had written in the book, and they'd argue with me. And then I'd give them the book to read, and they'd come and say, what you wrote was true, And like, hey, so if I want to get a message across, maybe I don't use a verbal medium, maybe I'll draw it or put it in the book. I'm getting published so they can read it.
Isn't there like some sort of authority when you just become an author? There's a sort of authority that comes with being an author.
I would like to tell people, but like, I really think writing the book gave people that access to what I was saying probably better than I would have been able to convey it verbally. So I think I'm gonna keep doing that in some kind of other way. If it's not writing a book, but just like communicating on a different level to verbal. I don't like the sound of my voice, so I don't know if anyone else likes the sound of my voice, and that's probably part of the problem, But like, there's no voice here; it's just written words, So that's.
So like, this whole conversation is about shaping for people to sort of listen to another kind of thinking. That's why it's called What If. So what if this happened? So we're looking today at what if we actually took Nigeria as a sort of design project? What if we design Nigeria intentionally rather than how it's happened organically and haphazardly over the years? How politicians, like you were saying earlier, have shaped national thinking. What if we actually shaped the future of Nigeria through design? So Nigeria as a design project is something that not many people have explored, or not many even architects have explored. And I believe that when you have a design project, there are sort of goals you have, there are concepts that also come with it, you have goals in there. So something no problem.
I don't think that approach is the approach you take. I'm not saying that you said anything wrong. I think Nigeria has been designed perfectly.
Okay.
I think I don't think you can design a better suit than this to show you how in great detail this place has been designed. Which of the suits do you not want? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's just suits. Which of the places have you been to that hasn't got perfect weather here? So the design has been done. I think really we need to actually curate the great things, we have to be identifying and actually be asking where the groundnut pyramids go to, Do you understand? We have to start to do a categorization of the great things we have and take that categorization as our launching pad, do you understand, to continue that line of design. Like, for example, if we want to make a huge amount of money from this country, if I was president, I'll make this a tourist center. Do you understand? And I'll take those very things I just spoke about, and use them as launch pads. So I will package the beaches, do posters of our beaches as they are. I won't add anything. I will show our beautiful women as they are. I will show our gorgeous food as it is. I will show our gorgeous landscapes and sky and our lovely weather as it is. I say, come here, all we will do is protect you. Nobody will harass you at the airport, you understand? Nobody's allowed to do that. Do you get my point?
And the point I was trying to get at was, if you have...
And that, what I just said, is the design exercise.
Then the design exercise is sort of curating.
It is categorizing. Do you understand? It's just like a man, for example. I can do fashion design on the man. I can do architecture around the man. I can do vehicle design around the man. But doing prosthetics and giving him artificial limbs, making him artificially taller and stuff like that is also design.
Yeah.
So Nigeria, we don't need to make Nigeria taller. It's tall enough. We don't need to make Nigeria sweeter. It's sweet enough. What we need to do, you understand, is house those things. Do you get my point? What do you think?
I sort of agree, but I think we're just using different terms for the same intention. I was just thinking, you said you've just made clear what nature of design exercise are we looking at? What nature of design are we looking at?
Yeah.
And it's sort of a categorization exercise,
yes.
A curatorial exercise,
yes.
in some sense.
Yes.
So it's just, for me, what I'm looking at is what kind of goals should we have if we're looking at a design exercise? You mentioned things like having where the potential of the sun, the potential of football, the potential of Nollywood, and all these things. So
that's part of the categorizing.
Yeah, categorizing those industries that we already have a unique ability in.
Yeah.
So what are the kind of goals that we should have? Should we set national goals? Should we have?
Like I always say this, that if I were president of this country, and like this Buhari, for example, that we have as president, I understand exactly what his problems are. Yeah, because Buhari right now is in a situation where he comes in as president, and his first task is how am I going to feed or keep nearly 200 million people gainfully engaged. Do you understand? That's the first thing. It's not how am I going to give them money. No. It's how am I going to, because in Nigeria it's everything. If 200 million people come together to make a success of anything, what can they achieve? So I understand why. Because it just means that stop making sure China has jobs and you don't have any jobs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Stop making sure that America has jobs and you don't have any jobs. Do you understand? You look inwards. I would do the same. Go back to the farm, do all sorts of things, agriculture. Agriculture doesn't just mean farming. There's product design that goes along with farming as well.
Things.
Do you understand? Architecture goes storage, facilities and all those things, So what I would do as a step further to what Buhari has done, is to set real targets, and to segregate the population into real production units. Do you understand? You don't need to use the whole 200 million people. You could say you just take 2 million people. Do you understand? Cut them into 4. That's 500,000, Abi. Cut them into 4 again. You get a number. Do you understand? And then start an industry.
Find specific industries. So and that book was written in 2010.
Yeah.
So you said something which is the Designparty, which is which one do we start with first?
Yes.
So in 2017, 7 years after you wrote the book, what are the first industries you will still start with? What are the first? Where is the unique potential? Which ones can we harness? Which ones can we begin to curate? Which ones can we begin to shuffle?
This is a very difficult question. But it's a very good question. And I would say that if I were president of this country, the first industry I would invest in is the thinking industry.
Thinking industry.
Yes. Okay. The first thing I would do is to create a critical mass of thinkers. What would that entail? Maybe 300 people. 300 diverse thinkers. You understand? Because after them, the next thing I would do is to do 2 industries at the same time. A security industry fueled by these thinkers, and a feeding industry, agricultural industry, also fueled by these.
So you can have faster development.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like, I will have an upper echelon of people that can think, and then make sure those people run things in security, and in agriculture. Do you understand? People that can think often tend to provide solutions. Do you understand? Those solutions do not have to be money-based all the time. I don't need to buy a solution, because money just, look, animals don't spend money. The wind doesn't spend money. Money just means that I'm activating somebody's time. That's all it means. So if I can get that by putting people in the room and doing the cost analysis of, making it cheaper by getting all these James Jones types of people in the room that can think. Do you understand? People like yourself, people people like adequacy and all things, you understand? Then give you a task. How do you make sure that there's law and order in this zone? Do you understand? How do you make sure that people are fed in this zone? Do you understand? And I'm not just going to now start doing presidential duties all over the place. I will ask you after I might even make one of you the guy to report to me every week. Do you understand? I will have an idea of what I want to achieve. It's not that I will tell you to London and be simple. After I've given you this thing. No, it won't be like that.
You had to add that.
No. I will have an end product.
So the thinking industry at the very base, rather.
Yes, and it won't be my people. Do you understand?
Not like it's some ethnic.
No. We want to feed and have security. These people will be multifaceted. It will mean that they can do many things.
You said critical mass, and it brings me to something you wrote about just towards the end of the book. I thought you became a bit preachy.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you became a bit preachy, and then you wanted to begin to like. Yes, the intention was very good, of course. And it began to go towards the lines of what the church could do. And the critical mass, using the church as a sort of, should I say, metaphor or sort of anchor. And James and I were just saying this earlier today that the church is what people understand here right now. Religion is selling like wildfire in Nigeria. So critical mass as a sort of church of development and industry, which was really nice. I thought that was very important. So could you just like illustrate what this might look like?
You know what the church really is? Like one pastor said, don't ever use that word. Whenever you say church is from God and Jesus Christ, you go to hell. I said, I was looking that I'm so careful for you. People like to belong. Do you understand? If all of us are in one group, and that guy over there is not in that guy is not going to feel good about it. You know that? It's a basic human emotion. We all want to belong. However, in belonging, we all need a direction. Do you understand? So saying that, everybody has a fear of dying. Everybody. Because like what we don't know, we tend to fear as human beings. So we don't know whether when we die, we don't know where we came from, so we don't know where we're going to go to where we die. So that's the church's unique selling point. Making sure that they can get the message of God to you, and when you die, you understand, you can still control that thing, and you can believe in something when you're here. So for that reason, there has to be an enemy. Do you understand? That this critical mass is fighting against. And the enemy we have to fight against now it should almost be a war against against not self-sustaining ourselves. Do you understand? A war against all the things that are slowing us down. Do you understand? Don't have the farms, war against not having the farms. Not corruption. War against blocking the road. War against not being educated. War against not being able to produce the great trains, planes, and automobiles we need. War against not having great hospitals. Do you understand? Critical mass against those things. We are the Christian soldiers against not having hospitals. Do you get my point? We need that, and we're all members of that, making sure we have good hospitals. Wouldn't that be a good thing to have?
And waging wars against demons, like you said in your book, demons who, for instance, don't turn on their lights when they're driving, or
exactly.
Trailers that have
principalities.
You call them principalities and powers.
Yes.
Those people that don't
of spoiling
who don't trafficate when they trafficate.
Of blocking the road. Of making sure we don't have good farms. Do you understand? Those are the powers and principalities of darkness.
That we need to really fight against.
And fight against, of not allowing our schools.
And it's interesting you said that, because the church today is beginning to do some extra, what would have been considered unchurchy things before. I was looking the other day on the Lekki artists, the Elevation Church. They have this nice ads they put on the around the street lights, and they say, if your tires are old, change them. So yeah, even the spiritual church, the church that is driven by certain ordinances and things like that, is beginning to move into that realm of because
you see, but I wouldn't say that. You see my church, not say church
where you're the high priest.
Yeah, I would say if your tires are old, make new ones.
I'm not sure what they said, but I think it's make new ones or maybe change them.
More like make new ones, because you see, I don't, again, another thing about Nigeria to me is that I don't see why we don't make enough for all. Because look, in Nigeria we tend to think there's a Father Christmas somewhere that gives you what you need. We are the people that need to be able to make what we need. Not China. We should stop sucking the titty of China.
Everybody has to have a problem solving ability.
If you don't go to Tony, you have a problem solving ability. If you go to James George, he has. You don't need to have. You understand? You just need to be able to access James George or Tony or me. That's what we do. I don't save my money under my pillow now. Where there's the bank? And I don't make checkbooks. The bank gives me a checkbook. Abi?
Yeah. There's this idea you also talked about in the book. With the book again is the next 50 advancement by design. And it struck me, and we had this private conversation sometime about the police force. And you said something like, we have loyal figures, and they can begin to form the nexus of an alternative, or so they can begin to form a sort of alternative police force at some point, because of the level of intelligence that they sort of. And I was discussing with colleagues here at the office yesterday about the fact that, to be honest, our Megards know more than the police force. Our Megards, or the Megards, know more than they know when Madam is going out or she's going in. And so why haven't we got the cultural confidence to run a certain race towards having them as the base of our intelligence system or the security infrastructure of this country, and a sort of alternative police force? So there was something I'd like others to hear about our conversation about. The West have run a race. We also ran a race, but we were short of continuing that race by colonialism and latent capitalism and all that, slave trade and everything. So how do we begin to find, through that story you gave of the West and how the police force was, how do we begin to find cultural confidence in chasing that our own unique race with a unique police force?
I'll tell you a general panacea. A general like potion, magic potion, to most of our problems, including this one. It is simple. The minute we start to make things, there will be no desire to steal things. Yes. Because you'll be part of the making process. Do you understand? And the value of things will rise. And when the value of things rise, you won't need so much money to buy them. Do you understand? Cars do not cost something billion anymore. It costs within thousands because you can make them. So the way to make people more honest is to get them producing things. Yes. And within the production mentality, which I would call the industrial culture now, which I will go into. You see, there are two main cultures in this world at any given time. There's the culture of war that is standard, or the culture of industry. If you do not have a burgeoning culture of war, you will have a burgeoning culture of industry. Where there is no industry, there must be war. War is where there is shortage. Just because people have not made things they need. That's all. And some people will just come and give you guns to take yourselves out. And money that you don't even have, some people will give you and you kill yourselves. But if you use the energy differently, you'll be using it to feed yourselves, to have a better life, and people will be envious of you. Do you understand? So in the culture of industry, people will police them, so they won't even want to steal anything. And if you're a policeman, you'll be very well paid. And you won't be chasing armed robbers because they're using their energy. You understand? Instead of them plotting to see when you are sleeping so they can go and steal your pants and your wristwatch. They won't do that. They'll be using their minds to think about how to make this thing, enter this thing and turn this way. That's going to be using the energy for. And the policeman will have other duties. He'll be able to lead the elderly across the road. They will be able to direct traffic better, and do better policing duties. Even they won't be looking haggard on the road, They will have better uniforms because people have made better uniforms for them. They will have better cars. We car designers have done better cars and motorbikes for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the industrial culture, the lack of industrial culture here is seriously debilitating our progress in this country. Seriously. The fact that we do not have the rails of industry driving our every, of course everybody wants to start thinking of how to steal something. Instead of him to use his brain on how to put this screw into this hole. Maybe he needs a longer screw. If you think about putting the screw in somebody's head, and that's what you get. What do you think about it? What?
I agree with industrial culture, making sure that we don't even have to police anymore. Making sure that law and order comes with an industrial culture, which is actually it's another direction of thinking within the direction that I've been looking at. I have another question, which is I always have this something that might maybe not necessarily around, but Nollywood is one industry that has become, it started ragtag, so it started just anyhow. It was just, how it came up. And there's an argument there that some other people can say, why do we design? When an industry grew almost organically without any sort of intentions to be what potential gold mine used to be. So what is the use of design then if for instance, and now somebody could even argue that we having generators in our houses means that we're doing what we call self-governance, and there's a potential there as well. So that's not design, and that's just organic things happening. So what is the use of design when still in Nigeria today we have seen that there's a potential in some of the ragtag things we're looking at now that might become a gold mine tomorrow.
Okay.
What's the use of design?
Okay. And in order not to go into the wrong out definition of design, right? It's simple to just segue, take a tour, into what happens if you do not have design. Can I do that?
Of course, please. It's your interview.
You see, the thing is, design means thinking about a better way to do it. That's all design. It doesn't mean I'm drawing things and drawing. No. It doesn't mean I'm painting something color. It doesn't mean I'm rearranging something. No. It means that I'm thinking about a better way to make it more efficient for you. It doesn't mean I'm an architect. I could be a nurse and design a better system of nursing. Do you understand? I can be a doctor and design a better system. It just means that I've got a more efficient way. I've been able to get a more efficient way to deliver quality of life, deliver any solution. Do you understand? And so if for whatever reason anybody does not want or does not understand the need for a better way to solve problems, that person not be person. That person an animal. Do you understand?
There's always a better way.
There must always be a better way. Do you understand? It's only that some people, like everything else in life, have devoted more time and energy into understanding how things are. Maybe like architects, for example, we understand how houses are and buildings. Do you understand? So we can always come up with ways to shelter people more efficiently. It means cheaper housing. It means if James George does you a house, it will be cheaper than if somebody that is not a trained craftsman does you a house. James George's house will be more efficient. It will be cheaper. Doesn't mean it will be finer. It will be finer because it is more considered. Doesn't mean it will be finer because of the color of the flowers there. No. It will be finer because it is handling the problems better. Do you understand? Design is, some level of design is not too much different from music. You imagine the difference between noise, like somebody doing the road, and somebody playing sweet music.
I mean, people know the distinction between.
Do you understand? So if there is no design, there is visual noise, or there is functional noise.
Functional visual noise. That's a quotable quote. Functional or visual noise.
Yes. So, and it is actually a manifestation of very little design in Nigeria that has got us to where we are now. We are a very good case study of a nation that doesn't really have design in it.
Or that has not come to understand
design. That's why our airports are all going to close at the same time. And that's why we have to go and get the train from China. That the flight train, why are you on this 18th? December 2018. The train will open.
That's okay.
This is 2017. What have we been looking at all this time?
It's political.
Please, let me make model trains. Let people even be looking at them. Let me even be making train films. Let people be looking at them. Maybe one bright, how's that guy will design us a train that we can use. Maybe because that's not my specialty. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just like fella said, in the 70s, 1990s, special program for third world nations to give them water. And this was in the 70s. He said he wants to die, you give me water to drink now. Do you understand? You can't do that. So this is why design is important.
I like that, like the visual, to prevent visual or functional noise.
Yes. Noise, mental noise, you know.
And it's happening.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, I mean, sometimes you
guys, the custom guy, is now saying everybody, you stop you and ask for your custom details on the road. You understand? The car should have been verified before you go on the road in the first place, before you even registered. You should have shown your custom papers now.
It's the reason why there's traffic all the time. It's design. These things won't fix themselves.
Yeah.
Somebody decided to remove the roundabouts, then the roads became freer. Design.
It's design, yes.
Somebody says this thing.
Design. Yeah. Whenever you use Nigerians, whenever there is a problem with design, just put this in consideration.
Okay. Design, consideration, design,
yes.
Consideration.
That's what it means. I'm a considerator. As a designer, you're a considerator.
And because we have that skill of wanting to empathize, so
empathize and actually deliver. Not just empathize, we deliver. We are chefs of a solution. Somebody is going to come to you, please give me a solution. I can't now say enough figure, you solve it yourself. I wouldn't have learned my key. I will go out and find the solutions. Even give you variations of your solution.
So anyway, I think we've come to the end of What If. It's been very interested, I think there are more conversations to even have after this. But this is like the beginning of what our high priest of the Church of Development and Industry, where we are just starting what may become a critical mass of people who would apply design thinking in shaping national life. And I think, of course, thank you for writing this book, Eddie, because I think it's the foundation of anything that anybody wants to do beyond buildings. So that anybody that is watching can know that we do beyond buildings. We shape soft things you call softer things, intangible things, such as the economy, cultures, and stuff. Education system. It's very possible to shape all these things. So again, I'm so happy that you honored our invitation.
Thank you.
We have to love you anytime.
Thank you very much.